You already know where we at with it. This is pre-fight night, of course. I just dropped in quickly. You know, it's Friday and everything. I know some of y'all out here pre-flighting for the club, getting your mind right and everything, getting a little snack, a little liquid in your system, getting that proper hydration going on. You know? And I just want to reiterate what my pick is tomorrow in the main event. At first I had Better BF, but I have since changed my pick to Dimitri Bivol. I think Dimitri Bivol should be able to showcase his all-around boxing skills and prove to the general fan base, those who rock with him heavy, what we already know. I believe that Dimitri Bivol is a better all-around fighter, and I know when it comes down to grading bilaterally, right? Neither fighter has a Beterbiev on their record or a Bivol on their record. But tomorrow night, there's going to be a reason that they're fighting for this undisputed, because there's going to be one winner. I don't believe it's going to be a draw. I don't believe it's going to be something that's out of the ordinary. I think it's going to be a good technical fight, and it's going to be spurts in the fight where, you know, it's going to come down to attrition and durability. I think it's going to be much more than a chess match. We're talking about tactical skills. You know what I'm saying? Tactical skills. I just think it's going to come down to strategy. Big time. You know what I'm saying? I know people love talking about chess match. But last time I checked, a chess match is when two individuals are sitting down across from one another and their minds is working. Well, guess what? Tomorrow night is going to take a little bit more than the mindset, the psychological aspect. It's going to also it's going to demand the physical aspect of it. So when you're talking about the mind and body, that put us outside the scope of chess. They ain't going to be sitting there, you know, thinking, standing still. No, it's going to be chaos in there tomorrow. It's going to be chaos. This is not going to be a chess match. In my eyes, it's not going to be a chess match. This is going to be a battle. This is going to be, if it lives up to the paperwork, this should definitely be one of those fights to remember. Shout out to Big Bunsen Boxing in the building. I see you. What's good? You know what I'm saying? It's going to take much more than a chessboard, you know what I'm saying, to grade this fight. I think it's going to be a lot more entertainment value than chess, because if you know, like I do, playing chess, it can get wearisome sometimes. It can get you a little sleepy, drowsy. You know what I'm saying? Come on, people. That's where I'm at with it, yo. Let's switch topics right quick. You know, to the tweet that was sent out, pretty much highlighting an agreement that was made between Fundora and Crawford. Of course, there's a little bit of distortion in between that, because people are not understanding that the WBO has put it out there that they're not going to recognize any agreement because Spence isn't ranked in the WBO, which it doesn't take a group of scholars to figure this out. That's pretty self-explanatory, right? You know, like Shout out to the WBO. Shout out to Crawford for being able to activate his WBO status. Shout out to him for making moves that benefit him, while others want him to make moves that benefit everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Crawford for putting the puzzle pieces together. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's supposed to be. So at the end of the day, right? If Honduras selects to fight Spence instead of Crawford, the agreement still stands that Crawford gets the winner of Honduras Spence. But from my understanding, that WBO is going to be a different name on the deed. That's from my understanding. You know what I'm saying? Honduras should be stripped of the WBO and Crawford should be elevated. That's just the way it looks to me, in all honesty. I mean, I don't think I need to find a box of freaking Captain Crunch and goddamn show you my motherfucking law degree. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go in there and get you a box of cereal and say, hey, they said you can get your shit approved and get your certificate back in 24 hours. And then you're certified to practice. In common language, once again, it seems like it benefits Crawford all the way around, because potentially he'll get that WBO strap. Potentially he'll get that WBO strap, and he still gets the winner of Honduras Spence. That sounds like a dub to me. You know what I'm saying? Prince ain't got shit to do with this. You know, he made that song When Dubs Cry. It seems like Crawford is making all the moves to benefit himself. You know what I'm saying? Very solid, strategic business moves, y'all. I know it's not enough damn celebration out there with people understanding that it was once upon a time where they said this man made moves that, you know, made him look like he was moving funny and all this other shit. You know, made him look funny. He was bad for business. That's why nobody want to work for him. Well, guess what? Guess what? I think your anthem has changed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of you all was goddamn, your services was no longer needed in that motherfucking band, because y'all kept playing the same motherfucking song that nobody wanted to hear, goddammit. So you had to be terminated effectively immediate. You know what I'm saying? Now we got people bouncing around. I don't hear the PBC block Crawford. The motherfucking male cheerleaders on the side and shit, jumping up and down, talking about, oh yeah, they blocked Crawford from doing this and blocked Crawford from doing that. Man, but y'all saying y'all boxing fans though, goddammit. Like, make up your mind. You a fan of the fighter? Huh? Cause you say you're a fan of the sport, you're a fan of the fighter? Cause y'all was rooting pretty hard for a nigga downfall. But it just seems like every time you look at the moves he's making, it's benefiting him down the road. Now, granted, I don't know who he's going to be facing coming up. You know, people trying to push Teofimo. Obviously, he has the agreement in place, right? So we just going to let that sit out there. We're going to let that marinate. We're going to let that marinate like that. So we got the Honduras Spence shit. Whenever Spence get from underneath the apple tree, you know what I'm saying, smoking hookah, whenever he gets his mind right. And then it's going to be even more of a celebration at the end of this month, I believe, because I think that's when the deadline is. Whenever some official news come out, if Honduras Spence is locked in, I know we've heard the news early, 2025, but I want to hear the official news. I want to know if that WBO title is going to be back. It's going to get turned over with a new name on the deed. That's what I want to know. I want to know if it's going to be different ownership when it comes down to the WBO. That means he's going to be a legitimate, unified 154-pound super welterweight champion. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We need something to celebrate in October. God damn, Shawty bad to be up there on that motherfucker. Dang. That's a tow. She's a tow driver too. I hear you, girl. Do your thing, Shawty. I see you. But back to the topic. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of reach out to y'all, you know, before the weekend and everything. You know, definitely talk about one of my favorite fighters and remind y'all what moves he's making and how it benefits him, and the smiles once again being turned to frowns. You know, I want to switch over to Jamal Charlo here. He might be, you know, on his way back. People putting out false information that is freaking Dimitri Andrade because he put it out on IG, but then they saying he's supposed to be returning, fighting some other cat, you know, that just got a managerial position at Target. I don't know. I mean, I looked up Lamont or whatever in the ranking system. I did it, you know, like this. I took off my shades, and then I got a magnifying glass, and then I put the paper up under a microscope, threw away the microscope, and then I found a telescope and perched up as high as I can, zoomed in on it. I couldn't see his name. I couldn't see his name. So, you know, it's all good. If Mar Charlo is on his way back, cool. I wish nothing but the best for Mar Charlo coming back, because I want to see him in there with a potential Andrade plant, something to that. Since he's campaigning at 68, if we're talking about Andrade, let's talk about that elephant that's too big for the room. And once upon a time, you know, the Charlos were extremely angry with Andrade for goddamn 10 moons. For 10 moons, man. For 10 motherfucking moons upon moons upon moons, that they'll never do business with Andrade again. He was bad. He did this. I mean, they was really mad at him. Come on over here so you can pay for my shit. You know what I'm saying? But now, I guess, you know, people get old, you know, coming down from a hangover. I guess, you know, things are a little bit better at the end of the day. I think people matured a little bit, you know? I can't call it. Well, I'll be back on a little later. Y'all hold it down. Peace. I'm out.